All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to another week. Andy Cruz here in Business Development.
Will Flores with Mortgage Heroes.
As you can see, I have my laptop here. It's because I have a lot of notes from today's Fed meeting. Last week we promised we'd talk about this today. This was the big day, Memo. We were expecting Jerome Powell to come out swinging, and he did.
Swung. He swung, guys. If you're still probably at work or what have you, yeah, he swung. Another 50 basis points. So that means the Fed funds rate now went from 4.25.
Yeah, they moved their target rate up by 50 basis points, and they actually changed their terminal rate to now 5.1 is what they're targeting long term.
Got it.
So that is 0.5% higher than where they were anticipating when they started doing this earlier in the year. So their target is actually had to move. But here's the interesting thing. One of the reporters asked a really good question. The reporter said, do you think that you're going to adjust your inflation target upwards from 2%? Because Jerome Powell admitted, hey, we're at 6% on core PCE, and that's 3 times, he said it himself, that's 3 times higher than where we're trying to go.
What's core PCE, like
so,
OPP, you know me, or no?
It's the personal consumption expenditure,
exactly.
And the core PCE extracts food and energy. But we also pay for food and energy. So that number was 7.1%. The core PCE that extracts food and energy is only 6. Only.
Yeah.
The problem is that Jerome Powell's like, hey, that's 3 times higher. So this reporter says, he asked a wise question, kind of like trying to get him like, hey, so are you going to nudge up your expectation of your target inflation rate because 2% seems really far off? And Jerome Powell said no.
Wow.
He said no. So he's like,
by the time we get there, it could take a couple of years. Who
well,
knows?
yeah. So basically, he's saying the reporter's kind of like, hey, if we're at 6, wink, wink, are we trying to get to 3 maybe? Jerome's like, nope. Or we're going to maintain our restrictive territory to get to 2%.
Yeah. Well, if we do the math, Andy, we were at 7.3, went down to 7.1, 7 weeks. So 7 times that to get to 2.
Right.
That's a long time.
It's going to be a long time. Yes. And
that's
so
a long time.
the other topic that came up today is whether or not they were going to have rate hikes into 2023 because he had announced, our terminal rate, our final rate that we're going to stop at is higher than we anticipated. Everyone started doing the math in the room. They're like, okay, look, so that means you're anticipating another 75 basis points.
Whoa.
When's that going to happen? How fast is that going to happen? Wow. So here's the short answer.
Okay,
he said,
so go ahead.
You want to tell your short answer? Or
no,
go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, what do you think is going to happen?
I think they're going to do 25 basis point increments because he made a lot of mention about the speed at which they had to make the ones they've already made, and then starting to say, well, look where we've come from. We've already done 425 basis point hikes this year. So we feel comfortable that we can decelerate the rate at which we're hiking. Yeah. So that means, okay, we'll probably have 25 basis point rate hikes, and there will probably be 3 of them in 2023.
So 25, 25,
and 25.
So February 1st.
So that's basically
when they meet 7 weeks from now.
Yeah, like 6 to 8 weeks. But the thing is, they're taking this wait and see approach. Okay, so that's kind of the takeaway. They're like, well, we're gonna have to see because we're measuring all these things, and then we'll see if 25 is appropriate or not. They said a number of times we want to maintain our restrictive policy in order to continue getting inflation back to our 2% target rate. And they also said we are not seeing the softening in the labor market that we need to see still.
Wow.
Which means they're not seeing unemployment where they want it to be, which is bad news because, it's good news that we have great employment, but it's bad news that you need to see it worse.
Correct.
And the reason you need it worse is because we have to have demand destruction to cool spending, and cooling spending will bring inflation down. Yeah, so it's this domino effect.
This Christmas, try not to spend so much, guys.
Yeah, right.
Because all we're doing is just... The Fed keeps continuing to raise our rates. They think we're still rich and we have all this money in our bank accounts, right? And so that's what they're saying is consumers keep spending money even though gas prices are high, inflation is high, people are still going to the pump, they're spending, they're doing, and so that's the way they're monitoring this, and that's the way they're calculating everything. Like, well, okay, then.
Yeah, it looks like the consumer has more room to go, and it's like, and they even said like we're not seeing the effects of our rate changes as fast as we wanted to. I was like, whoa, that's a big. That's a big thing for them to say from the podium with all of the financial and economic press there. Yeah, that's a big admission. That's a big admission. And there was another one too, which was that he said they have not had any conversation about rate cuts in 2023, which means their expectation is that we're going to be combating inflation through 2023. They'll reach their terminal rate at some point. They'll stay there, assess, and at this point they have had zero conversation about cutting rates in 2023.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
It was
so this is a 1-year plan now.
So check out what happened today, right? We knew coming in they're going to do 50 basis points. We talked about this. We'd seen it. We'd read it. All the industry stuff that Memo gets and I get. Everyone's calling for this. We know it's going to happen. But what have I been saying in Monday Mortgage Minute? What have I been saying on the podcast? What they say about it at the press conference matters more than the decision itself.
Correct.
Now,
that's correct.
Now our position has to shift ending this year and coming into 2023 for our clients, because that does mean something for real estate.
Absolutely.
And they even talked about that too.
Absolutely.
Like mortgage and real estate's getting hammered right now. He didn't say the word hammered. I'm saying the word hammered. But he said it is substantially restrictive was the word he used. Right? Yeah, it's substantially restrictive right now. And he said we'll have to maintain this for a little while longer. So.
Wow. So
good times.
Slow down. I mean, we are getting hammered. It is getting hammered. You know, it's creating a lot of uncertainty. Now that you're mentioning this could lead all the way to 2024, you guys, 2023, the end, that means 2024, the first quarter, we're probably going to see any movement until, you know, possibly even the second in that.
It's so hard to say because there's so many things they're measuring. The information comes out so slowly, like month over month. And then, of course, they have to make these policy decisions. But then once they make it, it has to make its way through the economy. And I mean, and then today even, it's December 2022. They started these rate hikes in March, and he's still saying we have not yet seen the full effect of these rate hikes. So that means that over the course of 9 months, we still have not seen, let's say, 100% of the impact the rates are supposed to make. So that means we're easily going to be seeing these into 2023. And that means for me, sitting here in this chair as Mortgage Heroes, that means for me, we really have to be talking to people about what their next 2, 3, 4, 5 years looks like. We have to get on that right now.
Continue to prepare. Save. We got to save.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, I felt good, Andy, just saving. I went to the gas station. Normally I filled up with $115. The other day was $92. It felt good to just save even that much money. You know, it feels like, okay.
It helps.
You know, of course, anything helps, right? I'm just hoping, hopefully gas prices don't go back up again. You know, all these things are essential things that we need on a day-to-day basis. Especially for the people who are commuting.
Well, if you're on fixed income, you're on a salary, and you're commuting, your price, the ebbs and flows of cost of energy to get to and from work just does change what you have left every month for your budget.
That's right.
And then you go to the store, and where you might be fighting inflation of price on one thing, there's also size-flation happening. And people aren't talking about that a lot because it's kind of like I don't know if it's a dark secret, but, you know, look at the cereal box and see if the ounces are decreased this year versus last year.
Absolutely.
And it's smaller, but the price is the same.
I'm glad that you brought that at that point. So my mother-in-law, this is true story, every year, and you know this, she does caramel popcorn. She always buys these ginormous bags. So I went a couple of days ago, and she was mentioning, like, these bags are smaller. And I go, well, are you paying less for that? She goes, no, I'm actually paying more for it. So I miscalculated how much popcorn I ordered, thinking I'm going to get the same bag that I did in the past, but now she's short. So I think, Andy, you're not getting caramel popcorn this year, maybe.
I'll have to make my own. I'll have to make my own. But can I borrow some popcorn?
You know.
Can I borrow some ingredients?
It's crazy, but those are the things that are happening. Those are the true realities that we're starting to experience here. And Andy, by the way, I love that you brought your ginormous laptop /
this is
big screen TV.
This is our editing machine. You're watching this video because of this machine.
Wow. No, you got a lot of notes. I can see those. Again, that's why he's the brains.
I feel so weird, like getting excited to listen to the Fed meeting. I never thought that I'd have a point in my life where I'm like, oh my gosh, Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman's going to talk. This is exciting to me. It's so nerdy. I love it. It's super geek stuff. One thing I want to say that I think exposed, and this is kind of like my final thought for today, is like, you know, despite all this, you know, Jerome Powell did manage to show a little bit of humanity in it today. Because, and I wrote this part down, as he said, I wish there was a painless way to return to price stability, but there isn't. So I've been talking on Monday Mortgage Minute for a while now about how they're stuck. The Fed's stuck. Because if they do nothing about inflation, it hurts people. If they have to ratchet up rates in order to squelch inflation, then that hurts people. So either way, we're not getting out of this unharmed. But he did have a moment today where he was like, you know, I just wish there was a painless way to do this. Unfortunately, there just isn't. And for that, we have to just continue pressing ahead with the plan and hoping that it works out the way we're expecting it to. And I was like, whew. I mean, you have to be diplomatic when he's up there saying that, but like there was like a true like concerted effort to be like, hey, I understand what
he's
this
trying
does
to see what's
people.
happening. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is not just an impact here, Andy. This is an impact that's happening
everywhere.
This is worldwide. You know, we're seeing everyone make changes except in Qatar. It just seems that there is no recession there.
Back to the World Cup. Qatar. Yeah, Qatar's doing great.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll entertain living there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to do mortgage in Qatar. You know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of people that are going to be talking about the Fed and all that. But for us today, I just wanted to kind of distill a couple of those things, just kind of say those. And then we're going to have to really recalibrate kind of how people plan for 2023 and 2024, knowing what we know now. The markets are going to go under a little bit of uncertainty over the next couple of days and weeks. It's also the end of the year, so there's going to be a lot of that stuff that happens normally this time of year in the market. So just be on your toes if you're in escrow right now. Make sure you're talking to your loan officer regularly, staying in close contact. Lock your loan as soon as you can. Look for good days to lock. And then once we see how the rest of this week goes, I think by the time we come next week, we'll have a little bit more stability on our footing and go, okay, here's what now people are saying we should expect and why, and we can bring some better like analysis on how to help our past clients really prepare.
You know, and here's a lot of a few of our clients, what they are doing, Andy. They're looking at ways, how do I supplement, right? I have this ton of equity. How do I supplement it where it looks like I'm making less of a payment in my mortgage? So what they're considering doing is we've been working a lot on doing standalone equity lines of credit. You know, where they're constructing their 2-car garage into a 1-bedroom, you know, condo.
Yeah,
right.
Get some rental
I'm
cash
getting
flow.
rental 19, 2,000, 2,100, whatever it is. The money's still cheaper than what that they're gonna get for that payment, you know. And so those are things that we're starting to experience. I'm getting more calls on.
Okay.
You know, and I think as long as you're investing in yourself and you find a solution of how to offset some of your payments, it's a great thing to do it because you're investing in yourself and you're investing in the property. So it's a win-win all the way around.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to extend some more of that creativity into the new year.
Absolutely.
I think that's going to be one of the main ways people can make it through this. Of course, obviously keeping their job.
Correct.
But I do think that the necessity for refinancing and moving in 2023 is very much going to be circumstantial.
Yes,
and based on conditions of lifestyle, not just out of desires and dreams. But there's going to be some of those too. There will be that. So I don't want to just like put that aside. But I think for the most part, we're going to be helping people that they need to make a move because they need to.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're saying that we're going to have some stability. You know, next week it'll be calm. It's the holidays.
Yeah.
We should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the time where people already start kind of putting a pause in their business, kind of let me go enjoy the family. You know, my family's been on the sidelines while I work so hard, right? And so now it's time, like, do I enjoy? This is the time to be festive, keep that smile on, you know, and just enjoy life for what it is. And that's what we're here to do, is making sure we continue to carry that over to the next year, right? Just prepare. Just prepare. If you don't need something, you know, always ask yourself, is this a need or a want? And if it's a want, put that aside. Go to your need. You know, if it's not a necessity, just don't do it. Just hold off. There'll be a better time and a better, you know, place to do what you need to do. But for now, just put that aside.
And if you don't know, ask. You can ask me. You can ask Memo. We've actually been talking to quite a few people who are reaching out and just saying, hey, like, what do you think I should do about this? You know, I watched the video or I saw the post. Like, what do I do about this situation, or what should I prepare for this thing? So that is happening. So if you're watching this and you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to be the only one asking a question. You're not. You're already not the only one asking questions.
No, we've been getting tremendous amounts of great questions out there. So thank you. You know, it's never... you know, people are apologizing, sorry, like don't be. That's what we're here to do. You know, it's like they say, knowledge is power, Andy. But only when applied.
That's
right.
So true.
Okay, so true. That's what we're here to do, is making sure that we're pointing you in the right direction based on, look at this, not his laptop, but his big screen TV that he takes on. And I mean, he's very prideful in what he does. He wants to make sure that he's giving this phenomenal information of teaching us how to prepare, how to kind of foresee what's in the future, you know, for this. And I know it's hard, you know, there's no crystal ball. Don't look at Andy's head like that either, but there isn't. you know, and
almost.
so yeah.
Pretty close.
I love you, by the way, but yeah, one of the ways to prepare best is always tell yourself it's a need or a want.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing. Don't feel bad if maybe this year there's not going to be 100 presents under the Christmas tree, you know.
Maybe it's 98.
Yeah, maybe cut down, or like I did, is just gift cards, right? A lot of these kids now, they're looking for other things and stuff like that. So that's the best advice that I can give.
Can I share one last thing?
Please
As we
do.
prepare for 2023, we're actually coming to the end of, not this show, but we're coming to the end of the year. We're only going to have, I think, one more before the end of the year. But I want to just kind of plant this seed for what we're going to be looking forward to in 2023. We're going to have a refresh of this show, a refresh of Monday Mortgage Minute, a refresh of Brian's internet presence online. You're going to see a lot of cool new things in the new year, which we're already working on behind the scenes, and I guess I'm telling you about. But I want to tell you at the personal level, there might be things that you need to do that you may not feel like you need to do. You may not feel good that you have to do them, but do what you need to do regardless of how you feel about it. Yes. That's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
We're obviously not going to be in the most ideal market ever, but we're going to do what we need to do because helping you guys is paramount to us. It is super important that we bring you information, we help you, you have people you can come to that are resources, and we're going to do what we have to do regardless of how we feel about it.
Exactly. You know, there's seasons that we have, right? And so in the market, this is a season that we haven't had in 12 years.
A long time.
Right?
But we're in it together.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I like that.
We're in it. We're in it together. Stronger together. We're better together, and it's better that we be doing this than not doing this. So we want you guys to be able to trust us and come to us with your needs, your questions, your concerns, and let's talk about them. Let's make it happen. All right.
Hey, on another note, we already know World Cup. I used to play soccer for many, many years. I have a good friend that actually his son got.
Yes.
You know,
he's getting signed to a professional soccer team
in Mexico.
Yep.
Pachuca.
I
give names, but we got to keep down the download. But it just feels good.
Yeah.
I play soccer with them, and so anyhow, FIFA World Cup. Got to bring it up because, guys, it's crazy. Messi, Argentina, and France this Sunday. It's a must-watch.
Yeah.
You know, I really think if Messi wins this one, that's it. He's going to be
that GOAT. Yeah.
He already is, right? But that's just going to take him to that next level that us all in life, we got to find what's that next level. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
So we got to find now what's that next level for us, guys.
Yeah.
So
all right. I'm excited for that.
And we're here. And thanks again. Please send this to your friends, family, whoever you think may need this information. And, you know, ask us any questions you have.
Yep. We'll be back again next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you again then.
Thank you.